recording.
Okay, you recording? Okay, all right, bet.
I'm gonna go watch something. Just like, I'll let you know if
All right,
I have
hello?
a recording issue.
What's up? What's up?
All right, what's going on?
Not much. I think he already started the recording. That way he could go leave and do some stuff. So, no rush, but just start whenever you're ready and stuff and all that.
See, look, I'm trying to get it pulled up on my laptop. That way I can at least use my microphone. How does the audio sound in here?
Oh, it sounds good. You sound clean. Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on, I'm about to throw on these fucking Bluetooth headphones. And
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
sound clean.
Hold on, 1 second.
All right, give me a second too. I gotta go pee.
Oh, niggas think this shit's a fucking game. Hello? Yo. Can y'all hear me? All right, I can hear somebody else. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Mask.
He went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay, he went to the bathroom. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. He just DM'd me.
Well, look, I
Right,
appreciate you saving my ass like this.
It's all good.
All right, Mask.
I had to do this.
You ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. All right,
All
Ben, let
right,
me
y'all.
know. Is the recording already still going and shit?
I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So,
okay.
all right, y'all ready to make magic happen, or do
Yes,
y'all want
sir.
to see a shit show? Because I'm about to give you both.
All right, just go for it. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's do this. All right. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Continuity Cast presents a great collab number 3. I have with me the mass murderer of the Uchiha clan, the dude that you probably see in the cut in almost every anime that you've ever watched ever. Probably one of the leaders in Organization 13, somebody that you always know but you never recognize, the Mask Man. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, bro. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
Man, look, thank you for making the time to come on. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot.
Anytime.
So before we get started, how are you doing today?
I'm chilling. Like most days are pretty. I don't know how to put it. Like most days for me are pretty standard. Usually the same old grind and stuff, and so it's like, yeah. But it has been a good day. I can't say anything greater. Yesterday I recorded the Swag collab, which was awesome. Today was just uploading the video, which was sick. So overall, my days are good. So I'd say good.
See, look, I'm happy to hear that. So before I go ahead and get all in depth, I have to be as candid as possible with you. I've been listening to your channel for quite some time, but I didn't know it was you specifically, your channel, because at first this was back when you were posting mainly Berserk content. Now listen, Linda. When I tell you Berserk is my shit, so having you very knowledgeable, very analytical, like going to your channel is damn near like it's giving me all the refreshers and everything that I need for like the next 4 chapters is going to drop within the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So that way I stay in continuity.
Right. Okay. There's a chapter coming out January 22nd, if I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I just heard about that, chapter 363. So I can't wait till we get what's going on with that. Now, before I go in depth about Berserk, what the first question I want to ask you, I do not like asking questions that can be answered by your YouTube videos personally. So what I am going to ask you is, what attracted you to the story of Berserk? What drew you in?
Well, at the time, I was going through a really rough and toxic breakup, and I just needed something to get just my mind off of what was going on. And so I'm chilling on vacation, And during the time where I'm taking a break and stuff and just chilling at the house, I watch a video that was recommended, Guts versus Nightmare, the death battle. And I'm like, yo, this, all right, I'll watch it. I'm bored. Why not? And then when I hear Guts' story about how he like cut his own arm off and he was betrayed and he felt angry, I was like, oh, I feel betrayed and angry. Maybe I'll enjoy this story. And that's what actually got me into reading it about a year and a half ago.
So you didn't cut your arm off?
No. No.
So are you even really a Berserk stan or not? I'm playing with you.
All of us are fakes because we haven't cut our arms off. Imagine.
Exactly. Like, yo, fam, we're not ready to take the ultimate sacrifice. Look, shit. Speaking of the ultimate sacrifice, anytime I see anybody with like a brand of sacrifice tattoo, I'm like, I don't know. I respect it because I love anime tattoos, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't think I would have got that put on my body.
I feel you. I would, just as the Berserk reference, although I would really like more like a minimalistic Berserk armor on like my shoulder maybe or something like that. Once I get I'm trying to gain weight and stuff, but I've actually never run into someone with the Berserk tattoo or brand of sacrifice tattoo. It'd be cool if I did. I don't know if they'd recognize me maybe from the videos, if they do watch like my videos at all, but I've never ran into someone with like a brand of sacrifice tattoo.
And see, I'm not trying to judge nobody with a brand of sacrifice tattoo. I'm just saying we've seen it time and time again. Anybody who has this tattoo or this brand typically doesn't have a good time. So, I'm about to say, look, we're looking at like, you know, what's in canon, the continuity of the brand. I'd prefer not to get that, me personally. But yo, before I get all in depth about the nerd talk, I want to know more about the Masked Man himself, just because you are an enigma. Because I'm surprised the last few people I've had on the cast just saying like, "Dang, I didn't know you knew that about me." When I tell you I couldn't find shit about you, I was
Are
impressed.
You serious?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You did a great job. I'll say that. So the first thing that surprised me was your love for rap. Because when I heard you talk about it, you were very knowledgeable. You were taking criticism extremely well, and you just like, all right, bet I'm just gonna adjust and overcome. Like you were very excited about it. I could tell this is a passion for you. So let me hear you speak on rap real quick. What's your story?
So for me, I've always grown up where I live around other Hispanics and mostly I grew up my closest friends are all Haitian, African American, and so I grew up around them. Like in school, those are always the guys I hang out with, whether private or public school. And so like just that type of music, hip hop, reggaeton, which is big for us Puerto Ricans, was something that I was exposed to a lot. I like metal too as well, but when it came to hip hop and rap, I was always really attracted to people who could be lyrical with it, because in my eyes, that's like the purpose of rap. Like there's mood rap where it's like all vibes and energy, which is cool, but I can't listen to that unless I'm in that type of mood. There are other songs that I keep coming back to, so I quickly fell in love with artists like Denzel Curry, Montana 300, of course. Older Eminem is really influential. MF Doom is one of my favorites, and one of the ones who ripped Doom, by the way.
Peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, the mad villain, bro. But he was one of the ones who inspired my persona as well, of the mask and all that. Really underground rapper who I think deserves a lot more attention is like Zodiac, Swersy. Those two guys are absolutely insane. And so it's like I've always really liked really hard sounding beats. And also people who can match those beats and enhance them by adding really good creative lyricism, double entendres, clever wordplay is my favorite. Like if you can make me laugh and be like, yo, that bar was hard at the same time, you're one of my favorites, which is why Lil Wayne as well is also someone I really respect as an artist. So it's something that I've always grown around with and I enjoy listening to.
That's dope. That really is. Just I don't want to get too in depth about where you are personally in life, just because I don't want any kind of weird person to try and attack you in any kind of way. But if you don't mind, tell me what region. Like if we were thinking of hip hop as the nation, what region would you say you're in?
Oh, Eastern. I'm East.
Okay, East. Okay, East Coast. Bet.
Yeah, I'm near Philly and Maryland and stuff and all that.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm tracking. All right. So I remember when we were having a conversation with Seinen, I mentioned to him how he has a very East Coast influence. I can tell because he sounded like Big L, like early Jay-Z, stuff like that. unfortunately,
Yeah.
I literally just missed you rapping. So whenever we have some more time or like a different time, just link me some of your stuff. I'd love to listen to your music or like just listen to you spit some bars around.
All right, bet. That'd be
Yeah, see, look, I'm
yeah.
retired, so I love to see everybody else with have something on the side. But do you have any plan to try and like insert your passion into your channel?
I mean, it's one of those things where I don't know how to put it. Like, I'm definitely confident in my ability to write and to basically do all of that's needed. The only, I'd say, issue is I can't mix at all whatsoever. So even though what I write sounds good, it doesn't sound good recorded, if that makes sense. So it's something I definitely want to get better at, and I really work on a lot, because especially after hearing Sensei, I'm like, dang, bro, I really gotta do better, you know. And Sensei's real supportive, and he's really supportive of me, and he thinks I'm also pretty good as well, which is big hearing that from him. But it's something that I'd want to create a different persona, and I wouldn't want people. I don't want people to know that that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be something else that I try. I don't want to try and promote it through my channel. I did like one song, but I don't. But yeah. If I try to pursue it seriously, if I try to pursue it seriously, I want it to be like its own completely different persona, and the people don't know like that's me. That's what I'd want to do with that if I were to pursue it more.
So if I ever see the name MM Doom.
That's
not look. Yeah, exactly. See, Cage is 3 steps ahead of the Mace man. But I love it. I love the passion I can hear inside of your voice. I can tell this is something that's been lingering on your for hot long. I'm down for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm here to support any and everything. But that's definitely dope. So the first time we talked, not the first time, but when I started texting, you mentioned pulling your toe out playing. You was playing soccer. Is soccer your main sport that you train for?
Yeah. Before YouTube, my whole goal growing up, ever since I was 13, and to this day, in a sense, actually, I'm kind of at a crossroads now with it, but is being a professional soccer player. I play defensive midfield. I used to play left wing because Ronaldo was my favorite player. I play left back, CDM. I could play right back, center back, not preferably because I'm not the strongest, and I think my passing and my dribbling is a much stronger asset than it is per se my defending, although I can defend well enough to play defensive mid. Basically any position but striker. I just don't like striker. It's not what I'm built for at all. So it's one of those things where it's definitely my main sport, and I have a lot of passion for it. And yeah, I did mess up my toe. Like it's almost fully healed now, to where I think I could wear shoes in about like a day or two. But yeah, soccer is definitely my thing.
As long as you're okay. But can I be 100% honest with you? I know nothing of soccer. I have absolutely no idea. But in my defense, there's shows like Haikyuu that took volleyball and gave me volleyball knowledge. So I'm pretty sure there's a soccer manga, and I'm pretty sure you have a video on some type of manga trying to put me up on game. So you just link me that, and I promise you, the next time we have a conversation, I'll be like a fucking a strategist. I'll be able to coach soccer by that point.
All right, bet. I actually haven't. There's one that's really been recommended to me a lot called Blue Lock, but I haven't gone around to reading it yet.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna have to put that one in the memory banks, because I think that'll be a good thing for me to read up on, because my wife mentioned she plays soccer when she was young too. But I'll put that in the stats box later. But what I want to just have a conversation with you about, because I'm a huge fan of just supporting everybody's dreams. If you like it, I love it. So with that being said, there's a YouTuber who makes me feel like an incompetent basketball player, because I like basketball. And when I see this dude hooking out the fucking line frame. So if you've ever heard of this channel called Devontae Frigga.
Okay.
Dog, he was Division 3. Started a vlog type of channel where like you'll see him pre-game in the locker room messing around with the guys, and then just during the game, whether he's playing or whether he's not, you just see him and you follow his personality. And what he's doing with his channel that I've noticed recently, even with 2020 being the way that it was, he's just living his life, enjoying his life. That I know of, just going around playing basketball, and he has this tremendous following where I do believe his channel to be in the six figures. So I'm like, Sam, yo, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your channel, Smash. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your life. I'm just saying, if you when you build it, they will come.
Yeah, I feel. Also, real quick, in that stint, I don't are you using a Bluetooth mic or like a normal mic with like the
Bluetooth mic? I'm on my phone right now.
Oh, okay, I feel you. I don't know if it's like the phone moving or something, but like the sometimes it didn't sound bad and it wasn't cutting out too much, but it did sound a little muffled sometimes here and there.
Oh, okay, look, that's probably me getting too excited and moving around too much. It's hard to keep still.
There it sounds good. There it sounds good.
Yeah, see, look, I'm trying to keep myself contained enough to where I don't mess up anything else. I do apologize for that, folks. You gotta forgive me. I'm still trying. But yo, let's continue to push on. So, I'm like I said, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but this is just me letting that excitement out, trying to put somebody else on, even though this is like a huge YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yo, so what other sports are you paying attention to, professional wise?
Soccer is the only one I want to probably pursue professionally. My fault. I have to burp. Ugh, okay, I'm good. But I also watch basketball a lot professionally. Like it's my second favorite sport for sure. Big. How do I put it? I love and hate the way Russ plays, so I'm entertained usually. Big LeBron guy. Big.
Ew.
What, you don't like LeBron?
Hell no.
Who's your favorite players?
This is why we should have had this like on the camera, because I got this big ass Celtics tumbler that look. I'm trying to show y'all what a real team look like.
Oh, you a Celtic fan? Ugh. Yo, I hate to, bro. My favorite players all time are LeBron, Kobe, Magic. I hate Celtics, dog. That's actually wild, bro. I don't hate. I just don't like Celtics. I don't. Paul Pierce is whack.
Can I be honest with you?
Kevin Garnett was good in Minnesota. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Unsubscribed, canceled. This is the most toxic conversation I've ever had.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are fire though. Y'all have a good core. Y'all have a really good core.
Look. So when I tell you, look, let's go ahead and dive deep into some sports talk then. So when it comes down to me and my relationship with LeBron, I couldn't stand that motherfucker. I couldn't stand LeBron.
Oh yeah, he stopped the Celtics from winning. Yeah, Miami. I love those days.
Hey. But you got to remember who drove him to Miami.
Yeah, it only took 5 Hall of Famers. It only took 5 Hall of Famers for his bum team. Bro, okay, 4. My fault. 4. I'm sorry, 4. Because Kendrick Perkins isn't Hall of Famer. Although they might throw him in the Hall of Fame, I doubt it. But Rondo, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Garnett. It took 4 Hall of Famers on one team. And then LeBron, when he got a squad, came back and y'all ain't win shit since.
And then what happened that same year? Y'all boys got stopped. This man LeBron got stopped by J.J. Barea.
Hey, I'm not talking 2011. I'm talking 2012 and onwards. LeBron has done nothing but stop the Celtics.
So you're not even talking about the year that they won.
I'm just saying. No, but the thing is like that Celtics team. I love them when they played, but I've never seen a team milk one championship so hard, bro.
I'm just gonna say this. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6.
Yeah, I know. Look, finals losses. I feel you.
Okay. Now, see, look, I have mad respect for LeBron. I can't stand LeBron in the fact that I like to hate him. He's a villain to me as a Celtics fan. Now, it's the LeBron fans. That's where I get. Yeah. That's where the irritation comes from.
Yeah, no, like all time, I'm someone who thinks like MJ over LeBron. And for me, it's not, because LeBron may be more versatile, bro, but when you go back and you watch the games Jordan played and you look at his career, he came in as a rookie and put better stats than an MVP Kobe. as a rookie. If you do that as a rookie and then go on to win the only guard ever to win Defensive Player of the Year and MVP in the same season, you win 6 finals, you ain't ever lose. You're 5-time MVP. You're always on the top. When you were a Bull, when Michael Jordan was a Bull, he was always one of the best defenders in the league. Obviously, I think LeBron, longevity-wise, if I'm starting a team, I'm probably picking LeBron. But if I'm taking which player at their best, I'm gonna go Jordan. It's not like a huge margin for me, but I go Jordan.
And the more that I think about it, you know how everybody brings up the era conversation? I'm gonna bring up the era conversation, but not in the context of the difficulty to play in that era, the toughness. No, I'm thinking of more like just the way that Michael Jordan played the game. It used to be a badge of pride to go all 82 games.
Yeah, nowadays players rest. And I would say another major thing too is when you look at it, is the era in which Michael Jordan played in, it was a much slower pace, and teams overall didn't score as much as they do nowadays. And he was still averaging like 30. He was still dropping 40 and 50. Like, if you look at the scores back then, bro, MJ was putting half of exactly. He was putting half of his team's points up. That's nuts to me.
Mid-range. You know how irritating that is?
That shoulder fake of his fader. Kobe did that same thing too, but Kobe played in a league and it transitioned. Well, Kobe got the injury and then it transitioned to a 3-point league his final year. So,
and see, look, that's why when Steph Curry came through, I was like, yes. All the LeBron fans found a new target to send their hate upon, and I was like, yes, a new challenger. This is the best thing ever.
And then the Warriors, with KD joined and then ruined the whole thing.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, just seeing KD pull up from 40. Hell yeah. My disdain for LeBron knows no bounds.
Oh, okay. All right. So you skip Bayless fan. No, but no. Like,
no. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me.
Okay. But here's the thing, though. Personally, it hurt me because I was an OKC fan. And seeing Russ and KD drop that 3-1 lead to the Warriors, and then KD join them. Like, KD and Russ, if they had ran it back, I guarantee you that next year they win a championship.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Russ, I think they could have. I was hurt.
Look,
I was hurt.
If I'm ever in the nightclub and I get into a fight, me and my homies get into a fight with somebody, and we win in at first, and then we stop winning, and then we start losing real bad, and then we lose the fight, we get kicked out the club. If I'm ever back allowed over there, and I see my homie that was winning majority of the fight with the other people, I'm gonna be pretty pissed too. So I can understand a lot of the. I understand a lot of the just the negativity that was around it, just in the concept wise. But have you ever listened to Kevin Durant on the Etc.?
On like the podcast?
Yeah.
I've heard him speak. Like, here's the thing, I don't dislike KD the person, and as an athlete and as who he is, I can understand perfectly where he's coming from. And I understand wanting to win. But I genuinely, like, as a fan, I genuinely feel like, you definitely could have ran that back with Russ. Like, obviously, Curry is the better guard. Clay is a better shooting guard than any of the shooting guards OKC had, because Harden wasn't Harden back then when they had that, young trio. So, like, obviously, from a game perspective, he joined the better team. But it was just the fact that he blew that 3-1 lead to that team and then joined it as an OKC fan that hurt. Because I was like, dang, we were really close. We could run it back next year and beat, like, everyone, right? If we just make, like, one more trade. KD leaves, I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, goodness.
Hey, at least y'all got SGA, though.
Yeah. Now Russ and Paul George are gone. And that's why I just support players. But, yeah. I'm big on basketball as well.
I'm not mad at supporting players. I've been a Celtics fan for a hot minute. I've been with them while they were dragged through the mud. Hell, when I was in Japan, I was still trying to catch up on Celtics games and Eagles too, but we're not gonna talk about that because I'm a free man, like I've mentioned on my channel before. So
all right,
real quick. Let's you ready to have some more fun? So
all right, bet.
Give me your too early prediction for the NBA. Give me your finals matchup, and then tell me who's going to win and how many games.
Okay. Okay. So what's crazy, I'll say this. So I usually predict these around well because people who saw the community tab posts, I predicted Lakers Heat finals. And people were like, nah, bro, Milwaukee. What about Toronto? So I was like, I think Miami could go all the way if Jimmy Butler plays like he did. And I called it Lakers versus Heat. But now let's talk about the present. I think playoffs, I still have Lakers making the finals just because knowing LeBron, everyone always, LeBron is slow. He's not playing the same. Father time finally. It's like y'all say the same thing, and then he ramps it up near the end of the season, drops 50, and then, LeBron king again. Like, shut up. Also, Anthony Davis, I think, is going to ball out like he does. We're deep. The Lakers are deep, bro. Like, having Schroeder, who was second place for Sixth Man of the Year, Montrezl Harrell, sixth, and we still have the free agency where we could sign another rim protector, which is what we need. I would feel more secure if we had kept Dwight, which we didn't, which is a shame. But I think Lakers will make it the finals in the West. Now in the East, it's early for me to call it in the East, honestly, but I honestly do think the Celtics make a really good team call. I think they do every year. They just didn't perform like they. By the way, those Kyrie years must have hurt.
Dog. I'm gonna let you get your shit off, but still.
So the current Eastern Conference standings, I have to look at. So 76ers are doing well. My only concern is once they start playing more away games, because that was their issue as the season continued. Let me think what else. So then the Bucks are always a contender. It's just I don't know whether I want to. It's like 2 years in a row. I just can't trust Giannis, but I think they do have a more versatile cast around him this time. But I'm gonna go Lakers Celtics. I think Lakers Celtics or Lakers 76ers or Lakers Bucks. But yeah.
It's about time we have something to agree on, because I was gonna say Celtics will win it at all, regardless. That's me, like, yo, fuck it, bias. What's good? now I'm going to skip Bayless. But
Okay.
if I'm to think objectively for 5 seconds, go ahead and start the timer. I would after that ass whipping that we got at the beginning of the season, I was so close to saying the Nets, but then Spencer Dinwiddie went down. And even though I don't doubt Karis LeVert's ability to step up as the sixth man, or even, I don't know if he's starting just yet, but I'm not doubting his ability to roll over into picking up where Spencer Dinwiddie would have left off. Where I'm thinking I have too much faith in the Celtics, honestly, just because the Celtics are and this is what kills me about my team is we're still so young. It's not that we refuse to give veteran leadership. It's just we're very hesitant because we see from what the veterans have given us. Gordon Hayward, as much as I have defended him saying that, he was our best player at the beginning of last season, his constant injuries over and over and over again, it hurt more than it helped. Kyrie, he admitted his flaws as a leader. That's all well fine and good. I still love watching him as a player, but as a leader, he did fail them, to speak objectively. So with what we have right now, we're so intent on just boosting up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and giving them just whatever they need around them to help them grow as much as possible. Right now, I feel like we have that. And we're you see the games that we're losing. The only ass whooping we took was from the Nets. But when Kemba comes back, I have no doubt that our offense is going to go up tremendously. And look, the rookie that we have, Peyton Pritchard, man, look, why does dude balling out like this? Why is he balling like this? Dropped 23.
Yeah. I mean,
Tatum dropped 40. Jaylen Brown dropped 18, and he dropped 23. When I tell you, I'm ready. I'm ready to get my shit off when the Celtics went banning number 18. But
y'all
man, I'm gonna have to
in the finals. Y'all aren't beating Lakers in the finals. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
All right,
it's not happening, bro. Y'all got no one who can stop AD. No one who can stop AD.
I'm gonna tell you what the Celtics have. We got the power of friendship. We got plot armor. We got. I'm pretty sure Tristan Thompson got the Berserker armor somewhere in his.
Tristan Thompson stopped being useful since 20 God knows what. But yeah. All right, but yeah, Celtics Lakers. I think Lakers in 6.
All right, so I found out something about you in a recent video that I didn't watch the video because I wanted to have this conversation because if you don't notice this already, I like listening to the passion. I like listening to people talk about what they love and what they're passionate about. So,
Yeah.
Spawn's your favorite character?
Yeah, he's my favorite, probably fictional character. It's close though with Guts. And
Which
stuff
Spawn?
like that.
Al Simmons or the other one?
No, Al Simmons. Al Simmons.
All right,
the OG Spawn for sure. Although actually, I'm lying because Al Simmons is the best Spawn. My favorite is the Gunslinger one, the Cowboy Spawn. For me, that's that Spawn is like mad dope. Like those 2 chapters. I said like 94. Now I'm an idiot. It's like 174 and 175. Those 2 issues are so sick. And it's really dope, and it's just a sick revenge story. But yeah, Spawn is definitely one of my favorite characters of all time.
I'm so glad to hear that because I don't know if you know, but not a lot of people are up on game on that Spawn the animated series. So look, I've been trying to spread the gospel, trying to let people know, like, yo, this is one of the greatest superhero shows of all time. Have you seen it?
The movie?
No, the animated series. Not the movie.
Oh, the HBO one? Yeah. Of course, yeah. The HBO animated with Keith David voicing him. Oh no, that series is sick.
Look, when Keith David shows up, shit goes down. Like, yo, that show, it was everything I could have dreamed of. And I'm not finna sit here and act like I know a lot about Spawn, but it was phenomenal. The writing was good. When I tell you, I truly felt uncomfortable when Billy Kincaid showed up.
Oh, like, the kid killer, and man.
Spawn
Spawn
got good
with that for sure.
Spawn took care of him, but that's something that I was going to transition to a little bit later when we talk about some more Seinen manga. But what I appreciate from Spawn, I just like I like that visceral grittiness of Spawn, of the TV show, of the movie, of all these different things. But let me ask you, how excited are you for the upcoming Spawn movie with Todd McFarlane heading it?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Jamie Foxx is going to play Al Simmons. I mean, if it's done well, I think it's going to be super dope. And I heard it's going to be done from like the perspective of the bad guys, as in a horror movie. Like if Spawn's like and I think that would be so sick if it's like done well. And what they try. So I'm very excited to see it.
You know what? I see. I didn't know about the Jamie Foxx thing because that was going to be my next question. Like, who do you feel like would be the best to represent the character? Because Jamie Foxx has the build for it. He the dude he's not small in the slightest. Like, you tell me that he was a fucking operative, or he was out there killing motherfuckers, I believe it.
Yeah, facts.
But have you heard anything? Like, I heard Keith David and Michael Jai White might have an appearance in the movie. I'm overall excited about it.
Same. I think it'd be cool, especially that's dope. Get Keith David in it, and the other guy for sure.
So just some speculation. Who do you think? So let's say Masked Man is writing the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is the villain?
Oh. I mean, it's tough because I think if you want to do the whole Spawn story, it'd have to be a series, not just a movie. Personally, I think that's how it would work best. Obviously, nothing would compare to the comics, I think. But if I'm going to have a villain for the Spawn movie, I don't know, because a lot of the early ones are very wacky, honestly. Like Anti-Spawn wouldn't work that well. I don't know. I think Spawn, maybe the Violator, maybe have that fight go down. Maybe have him face off another. I don't know, honestly, if I'm writing it, what force I want to use, because really the best forces I'd want to use, it would have to be in the form of a series. For instance, like Satan, Malbolgia, and all that. So I don't know, honestly.
See, look, I've been on a kick where I say, like, man, this would have been really good as a Netflix series just because of the lore behind it. Because you have not just Spawn, you have different iterations of Spawn. You have the lore behind the suit. Then you have the active war that's being held between heaven and hell in the comics that take place before, after, and during Spawn. So it's so much that could be put into it. But the reason why I'm confident in the movie is just because the actual director, Todd McFarlane, is telling the story.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited for that.
So, speaking of darker, more graphic stories, like I said, I found you by way of Berserk. And as when I look through your channel catalog, I see a good amount of seinen manga, which not something that I've seen a lot of other YouTubers talk about. So before I talk about your journey into YouTube, what attracts you about seinen manga itself?
Definitely the dark tones that it can use. I feel like there's a lot more diversity within seinen than I see in shonen in terms of character tropes, in terms of premises. Like I really feel a lot more. Obviously, there are some shonens I think are better than seinens. Like I don't think all because it's a seinen it's automatically better. But all of my favorite series in terms of characters or character development and all that come from seinen. Even JoJo's like part 7 is a seinen. So yeah, I don't know. I really like the way that it handles things. I will admit sometimes the over nudity in some series can be distasteful, but that's a very surface level thing. But at its core, when it comes to some of the themes it can tackle, some of the artwork that I see in seinen mangas, and just the way it's able to really go above and beyond with certain things because it's not restricted is what I really find attractive about most seinen mangas. And they're the ones that get recommended to me the most, mainly because a lot of the shonen ones are mainstream popular ones that I've already seen or read or overall get covered a lot. So people, I wouldn't say voice of the voiceless, although I tweeted out CM Punk saying that as a joke. But I definitely appreciate my channel being able to cover some of the more underrated series that you don't see many anime channels talking about. And those tend to be seinen.
I mean, that's still dope. See, I think my introduction to seinen was it was the dumbest shit in the world because I was like, oh wait, they're not in grade school, they're not in high school no more. These aren't 12-year-olds jumping up the side of a building. Like, what's good?
Yeah, I feel you.
It started off surface level like that. So was Berserk the first seinen manga that caught your eye, or was it another?
I'm trying to think because before that I had read a few. I think no. Berserk definitely wasn't my first seinen. I don't think it was. It might. No, it wasn't because I had gotten into. What did I get into beforehand? I'm trying to remember the name now. The main character is Trigun. I'm pretty sure Trigun's a seinen, isn't it?
Trigun is seinen? I never even thought about that.
I think is Trigun a seinen? Because if it isn't, then Berserk probably is my first actual seinen that I ever got into, other than maybe another series that I might be thinking of.
Yeah, we might have to depend on the comment section on that one because I legitimately don't know. I've watched very little of Trigun, so I can't speak on that.
Right. I saw Cowboy Bebop before I got into Berserk. And I've seen Magi's definitely not seinen. I don't think so. Like I tried to get into Attack on Titan multiple times, but I just couldn't. So I think
you don't
Berserk
fuck with Attack on Titan?
No, I do. I meant like no.
Okay.
I do now, but like years ago when I was first getting into anime, I tried to get through the Attack on Titan anime, and I just could not stand Aaron's voice. But I think Trigun and Cowboy Bebop are things I got into before Berserk that are seinen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Man, look, so when it came down to Berserk, you said that you were going through some things in life and you resonated with the character. And you're saying you heard this from the description. So I'm gonna take it from like at what point in the story Berserk resonated with you the most, especially between Guts' character?
I think for me it resonated, but in an opposite way. Because one of my biggest desires as a person is to one day like just marry and settle down and have a family and all that.
That's
I definitely want to. Yeah, like it's something that I really desire to have and be happy in that way. Not that it's going to solve all my problems. I'm not delusional in that sense, but I really do, hope God has a lady out there for me. And so at the time when I just had gone through this really toxic breakup and it was just ugly and she did some things that were very unnecessary I don't want to get into it too much, but essentially when I got to Guts and Casca falling in love and I read Wounds chapter 1 and 2, it really hit a chord with me because Guts is someone who at first glance, you would never assume would have such a beautiful romantic narrative. But there's so much more to Guts than what people see at first glance. And I feel like that's something that I don't want to say is accurate about me, because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm complex, I'm deep. No, it's just, I'm definitely someone who's very introverted around people I'm not comfortable with. So they never really get to know me that well unless they make an effort to, and then they'll get to know me for who I am and all that. But at the time, just seeing Guts, someone who went through everything that he went through, still able to fall in love for me was like super dope.
And I was like, so I'm gonna speak on the moment that Guts. So I apologize for miswording what I was trying to get to, but the moment that Guts struck me as a different character than what he was originally portrayed to be was in the Black Swordsman.
Yeah,
that arc right there.
The mic is muffling a little bit again.
I started getting excited again, but it was the slightest panel. It's I can't even remember what happened because it's so early in the story. But Guts is somewhere and he just acts like a dickhead to somebody, and they say something to him, and he tells them basically to go fuck themselves. And then just like you get this one little panel of Guts just looking so sad. So what he has to do.
Yeah, the girl Theresia, she's like. She's like basically, because the slug count was her father and he just died, and Guts is like, you might as well as kill yourself. And he did that to like make her angry so she would have something to live for and all that stuff. And I was just kind of like, oh yeah, no, yeah. That's when you first see Guts be more than just like a sad type of guy, or like angry type of guy, and you see him sad for the first time.
Exactly, because the story portrays him to be very edgy, and he just like doesn't give a fuck, and he's so cool and like all that shit. But like, just that slight second of him having so much heart, like fam, like just thinking about that, I was like, damn man. In just one panel, it started to change my perception of him. And then one thing that I love about channels like yours and Super Eye Patch Wolf, like when you draw my attention like that. And then you just like, y'all help expand, like show me more things that I didn't really pay too much attention to. So like the Golden Age arc where Gus is just sitting and contemplating where he is in life, or like when he's hanging out with not the new band of the Hawk, but his band with Serpico and Farnese and all of them. Especially when the Moonlight Boy shows up and him and Kafka and the Moonlight Boy are all in the same frame. I'm like, fam, Gus is like so close to being happy. So
yeah, but
when stuff like that happens, it makes me question where the story is going to go, because like, is the story asking Guts to step away from his family, or is it going to like set us up for like all these hopeful expectations and then take it away because Griffith has to be accounted for? The void, not the void hand, the God hand still has to be dealt with.
Right. It's one of those things where, for instance, I think people who think Guts' character is going to end completely tragically and he's going to go down this dark path. Like, if that was the case, then Berserk would have ended Conviction arc. Or like Guts wouldn't. I don't think Mira would go out of this way for Guts to redevelop everything that he lost. So I think Guts is going to find maybe his purpose and his happiness. I don't know whether or not he has to lose Casca in that sense. I don't know. I think it's going to be bittersweet, more sweet, but the bitter still hurts enough. I'm
gonna be real with you, man. I'm a very hopeful person. As I don't know if you could tell, but I'm very extroverted. I like to see the good in almost everything. Very positive, optimistic. So it's like I felt the same way when I first started Attack on Titan. I want to see these characters smile and be happy so bad, but that's not the case for every story. For example, what you brought up, Cowboy Bebop. I tried to think like, okay, my boy Spike got shot, but then he got up and then walked it off, right?
Yeah.
That's what happened. Look, I'm a little in denial.
Yeah, no, I know it'd be like that. Yeah.
I try to put the happy thoughts in my head, especially look, hold on, I'm gonna give a quick reference to 1770713, some shit like that, whatever it is. The JoJo ending is the only one that's canon.
All right.
When I tell you the internet is a dangerous place, tell Westside Live I said your video didn't have to show up in my suggestions like that.
All right. I'll hit him up and tell him that.
Yeah, I appreciate you, and tell him. I'm about to say, tell him Cage said what's up. But
I bet.
we uh, there's the like I said, it was it took a lot to find on you. There was some couple things I had to like dig in the dirt through. So take me through your the series of streams that you did with your journeys through the Dark Souls series and Demon Souls and things like that. Are you still doing those streams?
I do, but I regret ever doing it.
Oh,
no, like
oh.
no. It's like a love-hate relationship with the series because I love the games. I love the way it is. I love the lore behind the antagonists. I just cannot. Oh my god! Like it's one of those games where if you mess up, you know it's your fault. And I'm a perfectionist in a certain way. So there have been, bro, I have the worst luck of any Dark Souls. Watch my like Dark Souls 1 playthrough and you will see I am the most unlucky person in the history of ever. I went through this thing in Dark Souls 3 where I fought Gale and there were 4 separate occasions where I was 1 hit away from killing him and I misrolled once. He killed me. The 4th time I just deleted all my saves and I was done. Right now I'm doing a soul level 1 run, but I'm stuck on the Abyss Watchers and it was definitely I'm very happy I got into the series because I love it. It's cool and I got into it because I knew it was very inspired by Berserk and Bloodborne's my favorite out of all the games, mainly because even though Dark Souls 3 has the best bosses, Bloodborne is a lot better for me because I like to play aggressive and at a much faster pace. So there's a webtoon and a manga me and my boys are currently working on that's very Bloodborne inspired. Secret though, we're not really releasing too much on that. But yeah, it was during those streams. I think it was cool because people got to see a side of me that's more me than the masked man, if that makes sense. It's more. I can be more energetic. I can be more angry. I can rant. I can just be myself.
So I got a couple things I want to speak on with everything that you just said. So I caught a handful of the videos when I tell you every top comment kept telling you to slow the fuck down. Everybody kept saying to take in the story and slow down. So I was like, shit, is Dark Souls like that? Like word?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
So I actually was going to ask you a question about that. So like I said, I've been saying throughout this whole time, I've noticed that you're very analytical with the masked man persona, and as much as I want to see you be able to thrive in a role where you can let that personality shine, just like this, what you already said that you're creating a webtoon / manga. Without giving us any spoilers, any secrets, can you tell us the 3 genres you would prescribe to it?
It's a dark fantasy. The demographic, of course, would be a seinen. And I'd have to say, I don't want to say horror. Definitely action. So it's like a dark fantasy action seinen. That's definitely the 3 for sure.
That's so dope. So I'm like I said, I'm not gonna pry too much because I know I'm really excited for that. Just because you're, I love hearing creators branching out into other things. What is the leading desire that's pushing you to create your own story?
I've always like drawn when I was younger, and to this day, I can draw really well if I have a reference. I just can't draw at all without it. And so I have a lot of cool ideas. Luckily, I have this sick artist, Andre from Brazil. That's my homeboy, and he draws amazingly. And so it's one of those things where I really want to have a creative outlet where I can put my own idea out there and really try. I don't know. Like I'm someone that it's like if it's literally no risk and there could only be rewards if I succeed, then awesome, I'll try it. And I feel like making my own manga or web comic would definitely be one of those things because I already have the platform to promote it. And so if it's well done, then that would be really, really dope. So it's just me having a desire to be able to kind of creatively, express myself in a different way and work on a project that I love and that I can maybe learn from.
Okay. And my follow-up question with that is, do you feel as though with the experience that you've gained as such an analytical YouTuber under this masked man persona, do you think that would only increase your writing ability? Like that would be able to help you focus in like, okay, I want to focus on like not really the character moments, but the character interactions, truly investing in the character and just exploring everything about them.
The thing is with that is it's kind of like cooking and food. Like I know what good food tastes like. Cooking is a completely different thing though. So it's something I've had to learn, and being a critic versus actually being a writer is two completely different things. And so I really had to learn some of the things that go into writing, which is why Berserk is the greatest manga of all time. That video was not only a video of me making my case for why that manga is amazing, but it was actually looking into all the different components that I enjoy in a story and that are criterias that are used to structure things. So for instance, the structure of a plot, that was massive in now helping me work on my own story, having the expositional stage, creating a conflict that creates a rising action that leads to a climax, and after the climax having good resolutions, and then repeating that cycle arc after arc. And so it's definitely one of those things where I will say it's helped me a lot improve for sure. Without it, I tried a story before and it was terrible. We're not going to get into it. So learning these things have definitely helped me out in that sense, but it's also a double-edged sword because now people who are going to try and read it are also going to expect a lot, like a lot. And so it's awesome, but it also could backfire in a way.
Okay. I feel you. I definitely feel you on that because I can, like I said, I'm only going to speak for myself and my experience. I listen to a lot of different YouTubers, analytical personality, all these different things. But the main things that I love and appreciate is that everybody gives a new perspective on different things. So I feel like with my story that I'm keeping to myself, that's helping me. Okay, make sure you pay attention to this. Make sure you pay attention to stuff like this. All right, you don't necessarily have to harp on this, but this is something that you want to like be cognizant of. That way it can make sense then and now. Because if there's one thing I noticed that a lot of people don't like, it's ass pulls. Definitely that.
I feel you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping this up because like I said, we've been having dope conversation, but I feel like with the next one we're gonna get into, we're gonna be talking about this for a minute. So let's start with the journey into YouTube. What drove you to sit down and basically what you said, plead your case, let people know what manga to read, like what created The Masked Man?
Well, it all started, I had taken a few classes in high school about graphic designing, editing, digital design, and I all did that as extracurricular classes because they sounded the most fun and easy to me. I never thought of YouTube in that stage, from my sophomore year, and then my final months of my senior year, some of my homies were like, yo, why don't you just do YouTube? And I was like, yeah, but what type of content would I? And then it instantly came to me, and Swag, who I recently did a collab, was actually like he's my favorite YouTuber. And I was like, I definitely want to do content in that sense. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And so luckily my dad, who does a lot of sound gigs and stuff like that, he already had a soundboard and the mic that I currently use, although I got, this is still the same mic, I'm pretty sure. So I already had everything at home I needed to make videos. I just need to sit down and do it. So it all just sounded like, okay, I have everything in place. I just need to go for it. And it was one of those things where I thought to myself, if I work hard at it and I learn how YouTube works, then everyone starts from zero. I can go anywhere. Like I didn't start YouTube thinking, I'm gonna just throw some videos out there and whatever. No, like I wanted to learn how to make my stuff look good. And I used people like Totally Not Mark, Swag as like the examples of how I wanted to reach that. Soul, who's another YouTuber who has a few videos, one of the best videos on Guts, how Guts stands out from other protagonists. And so it was one of those things where I also, again, still wanting to pursue professional soccer, I said, if I can make YouTube succeed, this can be a way where I'll have a free enough schedule to go and train soccer whenever I need to. I don't have to go to college. I don't have to get a 9-to-5 job, which there's nothing wrong with that. If I had to, I'd do it. It's just not me. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to make this work. And this is where we are today. It's kind of how the whole thing went.
Great, young man. Go be great. Continue to go forth to do great things. I'm excited for you, dog. I'm really excited for you.
Appreciate it.
So the next thing I was going to go ahead and ask you, with the status that you currently have now. So the first time I already told you about the first time I heard you but didn't know it was you. The first time I heard you and knew it was you was the 2020 Manga of the Year stream.
Yeah. Oh God.
Now,
oh no.
with that, I'm not gonna harp too much on it because you already said what you had to say on it. But was that the first interaction that you had with some of your more favorite YouTubers, your more favorite personalities to interact with?
The thing is the only ones that I knew in there were Forever, King of Lightning, Tech King, Rogers Base, Chibi, and Sensei. Those are the only ones I knew. It's just the majority of them, but I only knew Sensei personally. Roger's a really cool guy, but I never watched any of their videos. The only videos I watched was like Chibi reviews. Chibi reviews. My cousins are big fans of Forever World, but all the other YouTubers I'd either never heard of or I have heard of. They just did like a lot of them were One Piece YouTubers. So and One Piece isn't really my thing, so I don't sit down and watch One Piece content like that. So when I got in there, it was like I explained it. It's just I'm someone who I didn't really feel comfortable, and that's not anybody else's fault. It's just, again, I didn't know the majority of them, so I didn't want to come off as this pretentious, rude asshole, because Roger, he stated at the beginning, he was like, oh, you were requested more than some of the mangas. Like, I got more votes as a judge than some of the mangas got to be. And so him saying that, I feel like if I just walked in there and I try to talk over people and I would really come off as rude. So then there were other times where I'd try to speak and then I'd get cut off, or like Roger would be like, hey, yo, like, you let Mass speak, and then I'd speak for a little bit and then I'd still get cut off. And after like an hour of it and me knowing where the stream was going, no disrespect to any of the content creators there. I don't know them personally. It's not their fault. They were just trying to get a word in. It's my fault for not being as assertive as I probably should have been. I just left. I left.
No. I feel like you stayed true to yourself, and that's the most important thing about it. That's why I didn't want to ask you what happened during the stream. I wanted to ask you, was that your first interaction with your favorite YouTubers? Okay, so do you so I noticed,
well, not my favorite YouTubers, but like YouTubers I knew, but none of them were. Okay. I only have a handful that I'd say are like my favorites.
Okay, see, look, that's what I thought. Like Chibi reviews, I thought I heard you mention his channel, but so you said Swag Kage, totally not Mark. That's your gold standard.
For me, Swag, totally not Mark. I really like Soul. I love KSI as a person and like all the Sidemen. I think they're a really dope group. But in terms of anime YouTubers, the only ones I really like watched like that, and I was like, the only ones I really watched like that were Swag Kage, totally not Mark, Chibi Scamboli. I had seen a few Sufferance vid beforehand. When I got into Berserk, obviously he's a God Hand, Boofire, Spired. I'm trying to think of maybe some other content creators. I had seen a few X-Forts videos when I was first getting into JoJo's. I like with Seth the Programmer. I like Seth, but that was usually in the videos where he was collabing with Swag. So it was one of those things where by the time I started expanding my animes and mangas to the point that maybe I could have watched other content creators, I myself was a content creator. And so once you're kind of a content creator, you never really look at content the same, because there are a lot of things where I'm like, okay, I don't want to take ideas from someone else. I don't want, I like to think for myself. I don't, I can form my own opinions now on this, and that. So it's only like those few, I would say. A lot of my other favorite YouTubers aren't like anime related.
Okay, yeah, no, that's perfectly fair, because I was going to ask you next, which channels do you prefer to watch? Which would have been, the more information-based or analytical channels, or the more personality-driven channels?
In terms of what I like to watch, I'd say it's personality. Because a lot of the channels that I know of, and some of them that I'm cool with nowadays, I never watched them because like I knew them for their content, not for their persona. So like it was one of those things where I feel like a really good channel can have a balance of both, but if I had to pick one, I'd say personality based for sure. Okay,
because look, when I tell you, it's so weird to think about this, but I've been following King of Lightning for years.
Yeah.
And that's wild for me to say out loud, because I never actually noticed that before. Because I first found King of Lightning when Naruto and Bleach were still, running. They were still manga. And when I tell you, this motherfucker has probably the most charisma out of anybody I've seen on YouTube. The nigga has like fucking WWF intros for different anime and manga. But like that's just what I wanted to try and segue into was, do you consider, the ones that you mentioned, your gold standard, would you say they were what helped influence you, like just watching them and saying like, yeah, I can get up with the big boys like that?
A little, like, again, like Swag was always the main inspiration because he was the one I watched the most, like the most out of any YouTuber. But I don't know, man. Like, I just kind of, I'm gonna be real. I don't mean to sound rude with this at all, but I really just kind of stayed in my own lane. It's like there's a lot of anime YouTubers out there that I heard of and I know of because they're big, but I've never like sat down to watch them just because whatever content they made just wasn't the animes or mangas that I was into at the time. A lot of the bigger anime YouTubers are like big on One Piece. I just, like I've said before, One Piece is not great series, not my thing. So yeah. Hey,
look, man, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I only got back into One Piece about 4, maybe 5 years ago. It took a hot minute for me to get back into One Piece because I picked up on One Piece back in like the very first time was during the 4Kids era, and oh how lost we were as a people. Thanos was right, but we're not gonna talk about that. Drop One Piece, pick One Piece back up, left, right. And I read the manga. I like One Piece a lot. I like One Piece enough to catch, like to keep reading it weekly. I'll say that, but I'm not gonna continue to speak on that just because I know you've already mentioned how it's not really your thing. It's not really your thing. But that's just about all the questions I got for you, man. Like I said, I really do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about these different things. I appreciate you just. I've seen you talk about it. I've seen other YouTubers talk about it, but it's different to talk about it than to actually walk the walk. So the fact that me with my 10 followers, my 10 subscribers, you're taking the time to just sitting down, dedicating an hour and some change to me and having this conversation with me, it does mean the world to me.
I feel you. Anytime,
but
bro,
anytime.
Man,
look, I'm gonna hold you to that. I promise. Look, I'm trying to dip my toe in the water because, hey, next time you in a stream and you don't feel comfortable, tag team me in, and I'm coming in there yelling like a motherfucker. I'm pretty sure I don't need this microphone that's sitting next to me. I'm pretty sure I could just, yell loud enough, and they're all gonna hear me and stop talking.
All right, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, yeah, man. Don't mention it. So before we go ahead and leave, I feel like it's redundant to say this, but because I like small famous, not famous just yet, everything under the sun. Please let the people know where to find you.
Just look up The Masked Man on YouTube, and I should pop. I'd be surprised if I'm not the first one that pops up at this point.
Right there, people. He said, "I'm number one on motherfucking Google search. Look me up. I'm the only."
Now, if you look me up on Google, I'm pretty sure the Obito one. Actually,
look. That's what I was just about to say. Look, he said, "Fuck a Obito. Fuck Madara. I'm the Masked Man."
Okay, so The Masked Man, my YouTube is currently the top search. Images, all these different Masked Man pops up, like the Obito one does, Noblesse one does, the one from Astro Boy. I pop up on like the 4th, 5th row. My YouTube
there you go. We moving up in life. Moving up in life. And all Obito did was try to destroy the world over somebody that died.
We're not getting into that. Trust me.
We're not. We're not trying to light the internet on fire.
No. I don't want to debate anybody. I'm just not in the mood for it. All right. No. We'll leave it there.
Okay. Because look, I'm the type to try and set the house on fire and just walk off.
I'm always the one who's got put out fires, so it's like whatever.
Oh
Let's do
yeah.
it.
Bless your heart, dog. Y'all be going through it because I peep game. I'll be on Twitter and I'll just sit there and I just watch. And I'm just like, damn, man, look at them being great, doing community service, cleaning up the trash. But yo, man, like I said, I appreciate you so much for taking the time to be with me. I appreciate you coming through for me and saving the goddamn interview in the first place. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Continuity Cast. That has been Obito, the Masked Man. I have been Chris Cage. Y'all go forth. Y'all do great things. Don't be like me. All right, that's it.
Can I stop recording?
Yeah, you can.
Hey!